Hello, it's Doug from Behind Closed Doors, and today I'm going to be looking at Rich Cooper Entrepreneurs in Cars. Let's have a look at the videos. So, this first one with over 4 million views is called Hypocritical Mum Learns Why Men Avoid Single Mothers. Well, that's not a provocative title, is it?
I just want to know why you hate single mothers so much.
And what makes you think I hate single mothers?
Like,
The word hate is a very strong word, isn't it? So, it sounds more like a presumption. I don't think he would go around saying, I hate single mothers, I hate single mothers. Because if he did, then there'd probably be something wrong with him.
men are so much better than women. Women are just about fucking you guys. Why are you telling men not to date women that have children?
Because women without children are better. A woman without kids doesn't bring the level of complexity to a man's life that a woman with kids brings. Let's say your son is dating 3 women and 2 of them don't have any children. They've got a great future ahead of them. You know, they're all 25. Your son's 25 years old. They've got a university degree, and he's got this one girl who's got 3 kids in tow from 2 different fathers, who's also 25, who's got a train wreck of a life right now. She doesn't have things together, and she brings drama to the table. Would you be telling your son you should pick that woman with 3 kids, or you should go to Sally over there who doesn't have 3 kids?
I would probably say the girl without kids, but I'm not saying that they're better.
Well, by your own definition, it's a better choice. This one's called Delusional Woman Gives Horrible Advice on Trophy Wife Training. Got some titles for this one, haven't they?
So it turns out Lana Rhoades is a porn star, and she's sitting here lecturing on what trophy wife training looks like with her 2 other friends.
So all in all, a trophy wife is a high-value woman in our eyes. She works on bettering herself every single day, whether it's physically, mentally, educating herself.
I'm getting really fed up of this high-value stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, other people are less valuable. It's such a, what's the word? Snobbish, condescending, nasty way of viewing people.
She dresses for herself, not for other people, and she just loves herself
Well,
and puts all her
this is
energy and
just
effort
bullshit,
into
innit?
building herself.
Who cares about loving yourself? It's sort of like if you have a family or if you're with somebody, like you're in the service industry. It's about giving to one another. It's not about you, really. It's about you sort yourself out before you come into a relationship.
Building herself.
She talks about what trophy wife training looks like from the perspective of hypergamy. She completely butchers what hypergamy is. They also talk throughout this cast about this term bad bitch.
A real bad bitch in her own car. She don't need
Mad bitch. Men don't care about being around women that have bad attitudes. They don't want to be around, miserable women that think that they're bad bitches. Why are they not showing, women how to make a sandwich? It's just them talking about sandwich. It's just them talking about her past in porn, her giant notch count, which she suspects guys should look away from. It's pretty gross, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I don't know about the making sandwich bit. I can make my own sandwich, but I agree with the other stuff. It's sort of like, this whole stinking attitude thing isn't very attractive. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you look like. If you're a dickhead, you're a dickhead. Well, this looks interesting. Single moms. You see, we say mums over here with a U, but they use moms over there. Single moms, feminism, and victim mindsets. This will be interesting.
I've never met a single mother that wasn't a self-proclaimed feminist. A lot of single moms would single moms would complain to me when I was dating about the father of their children. He's a loser, he's dumb, he's a deadbeat, he was beta, or he was boring.
Yeah, when did you ever date a single mother and they spoke really well of their ex? Well, they don't, else they'd still be with him.
Often asked them why they married him or had kids with him, and their face would turn to stone as if to say, how dare you hold me accountable for my choices?
Yeah, I mean, like, you decided to get into bed with him and have a baby with him. Same is true for guys, when they say, oh, well, she did this to me, she did that to me, It's the same thing. It's sort of like you're responsible for who you have children with.
To identify as a feminist, you must have an oppressor, and every woman oppressed is a victim.
Feminism is Marxism, and it all relies on the victim mentality. Sorry, I'm interrupting this video way too much.
It was my dad when I was growing up. My husband was a loser. He cheated on me. He was dumb. He was unable to provide for the family. But there's no ownership for, well, I chose to, wife him up. Again, women will only keep a guy around so long as he's useful. The moment he becomes or no longer is useful to her, hypergamy kicks in. She goes looking for another opportunity.
Yep. And the thing I will say as well, like, I was with the mother of my children for 9 years, and for like, say, 8.5 of those years it was all right, and then the last 6 months were terrible. But like, if you listen to her, and it's the same, it's not just her, it's the whole, like I say, the whole feminist mindset thing. If you listen to, oh, it was terrible since day one, or I got a year into the relationship and I hated it, but I still had a couple of other kids with him, but I just felt I couldn't leave, or all this crap. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of like when they destroy your reputation, they go right back. So I can say that the relationship started off good, it went well for years, and then at the end it declined. It was kind of like a bell curve, yeah, like most relationships. But they don't. They say, no, it was terrible since sort of like day one, or the second week in, or the first year. After the first 6 months, I didn't like him anymore, but I kind of stayed with him for a few more years. So one is that they're telling the truth, and they really just didn't like the whole time they were with that person for many years, and they didn't do anything about it, so therefore they're irresponsible because they didn't take responsibility for their own lives. Or two, they're making it up. They had a great time the whole time. It was all right. Probably bits you weren't like, but they were too comfortable to not leave. And at the end of it, they just thought, oh, I think the grass is greener, there's probably something better. And now I'm just going to make up the fact that I had a terrible time the whole way, because I don't want to. It's kind of like they draw a line. They go from loving you to hating you. And when they love you, they're always going to love you. And when they hate you, they always did hate you. And it just flips right round. It's fascinating. The one test all men must issue women: if she fails, dump her. Ooh.
Gentlemen, in this video, I'm going to give you one simple compliance test you need to issue to your woman, and if she does not pass it, you need to dump her. Got a crazy video for you today. She's not yours, it's just your turn. A woman should be a complement to your life, not the focus. Do the work. Women do not care about...
I've heard this expression a few times, do the work. What does that mean? What work? It's like... This is way too wobbly. Let me just move this a bit here. I don't understand what the work is. I know the work of borrowing Katie. That's very good work. Have a look at the real work.
Women do not care about your struggles. They hang out at the finish line and they pick the winners. What is up, my brothers from another mother? Guys, let's hop right into it. In this video, I'm going to talk about the single most important compliance test you need to issue. And I'm going to tell you why in just a moment. Today, it's a very hot day. It's about 34 degrees Celsius out, quite humid. The way that I would issue this test today is I would use something like a Score McFlurry. Funny, right? Stay with me, I'll explain why. If I have her coming over to my place tonight, we've got an evening plan, things going on, a good woman, generally speaking, will message or call you beforehand and say, is there anything that you need me to pick up on the way over? Are we missing anything for tonight? Most women will not do that today, believe it or not. So either way,
this will be interesting to see where this goes.
whether she does or doesn't, the test is going to be something like, hey babe, really craving a Score McFlurry, do me a huge favor and pick one up on your way over. Now if she shows up happy, enthusiastic, doesn't protest, just pick one up for herself, you guys sit down and have a good chat and have a great night, no issues, that's great, she's passed the test. Some women will protest. You're going to hear some kind of soundbite, something along the lines of, I don't do anything for the express pleasure of a man. That's a toxic feminist.
Well, yeah, if they're not even going to get you a McFlurry, that's, it probably is time to end the relationship there. But what happened with your last relationship? McDonald's. I wanted her to give me a Happy Meal and she wouldn't. Don't know what impression that is. But yeah, because if you think about it, the reason why you get into a relationship with someone that you fancy is because you want to pleasure them. So it's kind of bizarre that they won't want to pleasure the person that they're in an intimate relationship with.
She may not look like it. She may not have short purple or green hair and tats all over her body or anything like that.
Or she may.
But she's heading down that path.
Yeah, her hair's slowly changing colour. The tattoos are forming over her body.
You want a woman to be a complement to your life, not the focus. And a woman that will complement your life will happily do that. Now, the other thing most guys don't understand is women actually fall in love with men when they're doing things for us. Not the other way around. Most guys get it wrong. Most guys will actually think that women fall in love with men when they're doing things for them. And nothing could be further from the truth.
Well, I think it's a two-way thing, isn't it? It's sort of like it's not neither one or the other, but I know what he's saying.
Before I wrap up this video, let me just share a real quick story. A few years ago, I was hanging out with a friend of mine for a long car drive.
I know I should have grown my beard for this video.
Carpooled up to a friend's cottage. This guy was a Muslim dude, and he was telling me about how he met his wife and how he would test women. And what he did on the first date, he wouldn't even go anywhere. He wouldn't have a drink or anything. He would invite them over and assign a chore or a task to them, like organize his closet with him. That's how he met his wife, he said. So keep this in mind. A good woman who wants to enter your frame, who has strong, genuine, burning desire for you, she will complement your life. And that's really what this test is designed to do. If she protests, she says she doesn't do anything like that, get it yourself. You need to get rid of her or just resign her down to a lower status, like plate status, meaning you're not committed to her. You might be spinning her with other women that you're dating at the same time. Guys, I want you to leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of this video. If you have a test that you like to issue that's worked well for you in the past, give it a thumbs up, and please share this video with somebody that might need to see it.
Yeah, I do kind of get what he's saying. I mean, I wouldn't, expect someone, she doesn't come around with a McFlurry, get rid of her kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Because, but the way that I do it is honesty, trust, and respect. So I know pretty much from when I was dating a lot, the more you date, the more you kind of pick up on it. Is sort of like from the first bit of the interaction on text message, I knew if it was going to go well or not. Just because I know by the tone, I know by the attitude. Is she being honest? If she's being dishonest, then that's a red flag. Is she being respectful? If she's being disrespectful, that's a red flag. And those are the two main things that I test on. I don't expect her to bring anything into the relationship. I don't expect her to do anything for me. I don't need to be taken care of. I'm a man. I don't need it. I don't need her to make me a sandwich. I don't like to be taken care of like that. I feel like a child or a little boy when a girl does that for me. I know that there are some women that do like to take care of their man and it makes them feel good. I'm not one of them men. I'm quite an independent person. I could be happy by myself. I'm not that fussed. So I don't like it when girls do things for me, even if it's nice things or surprise me and all that kind of stuff. All I need is a woman to be honest, trustworthy, respectful. The most important thing for me in a relationship, especially when you've been through all the family court bullshit, because this is called like after the train wreck as well, this is called. After you've been through all that crap, you want somebody that you can trust. And so to me, the markers of trust are more important than the trivial day-to-day things. But I know what he's saying, because you've got to pick up on the little red flags. I don't expect anything from a woman in a relationship other than to be nice to me and to be loyal to me. They're the two things. If she's nice to me and loyal to me, and I fancy her, I mean, you got to have like physical attraction as well. But they're the two, in terms of behaviour, they're the two main things. Every guy's different, but I'm more about I'd rather hang out with a girl that's nice to me. And even though that sounds like not much criteria, it's very difficult to find somebody that's nice because of feminism. They've messed everything up.
There's always some guy out there that's plugged into some societal conditioning that doesn't serve him, who thinks that he needs to bend the knee to all women and serve. Again, remember this, guys. Women fall in love when they're doing things for you, not when you're doing things for them. And a woman will enter your frame and happily, buy you something like a square McFlurry on her way over on a hot day because she wants to please you. See you guys in the next video.
If you're with a girl that really fancies you, she does other things to try and please you. I don't need my girlfriend to buy me a McFlurry.
I just picked up a McFlurry for 99p.
The 99p McFlurry from the McDonald's Saver menu. Can't argue with that.